Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Magic Card Age. My magic card is super scary. Chapter 41. This Du Mu is really unlucky. Xie Yuan, who had watched the game, said with emotion. She also saw the information Lu Wei gave to Chui just now. Knowing that Liang Yingying is one of the strong players in Group A. Du Mu's luck is certainly bad, but in the final analysis it is still a matter of strength. Since it's a game, there will always be a loser. If you don't want to be the loser, you can only be stronger than the opponent. As long as you have the strength, even if you meet the strong one among the contestants, what does it matter? Chui smiled. Brother, you are too handsome to say that, Chu Yun said with a smile. That's a must, Chui laughed. Next, the battle continued. There are more than 100 contestants in Group A, and there are not many outstanding ones. In the next battle, the vast majority of both sides use the bronze magic cards. If anyone uses a silver magic card, the victory can be determined basically. And the battle process is very fast, a game is over in 2 or 3 minutes. Saw more than an hour. Finally, a somewhat worthy battle began. On both sides of the battle, one person is Liang He. The magic card used by Liang in this battle was a 6-star silver tank-shaped magic card and a seaweed magic turtle. The body of this seaweed magic turtle is extremely large, and the two buses together are not as good as its size. The body of this seaweed magic turtle was covered with seaweed, covering its shell and body. The magic card used by his opponent is not weak, it is a 6-star silver assassin type magic card, called the Flame Assassin. The Flame Assassin is about the same height as an ordinary person, with flames burning all over his body, holding a dagger in both hands. Water attribute versus fire attribute. Tank versus assassin. In terms of attributes, the magic cards of both sides are considered to be mutual restraint. After all, water and fire, whoever is stronger, can restrain each other. In terms of occupation, Liang He obviously does not take advantage. But the result is hard to say. As Xie Han announced the start of the battle, the magic card master who used the Flame Assassin immediately drove the Flame Assassin to attack. The movement of the Flame Assassin is a bit peculiar, his body turned into flames, constantly flickering and beating, approaching the seaweed magic turtle. A boring trick, Liang He said with disdain. He snapped his fingers lightly. All the seaweed on the seaweed magic turtle came alive. These seaweeds are like vines, attacking the Flame Assassin. The Flame Assassin's body instantly turned into flames, then dispersed, turning into hundreds of flames. These flames began to burn rapidly, turning into hundreds of Flame Assassins. Arrogant fellow. The contestant of the Imperial Flame Assassin snorted and ordered the Flame Assassin to attack. Hundreds of Flame Assassins rushed at the seaweed magic turtle at the same time, stabbing their daggers at it. The coping method of the seaweed magic turtle is also very simple, retracting the limbs and head into the turtle shell, easily blocking the attack. Seaweed spiral. Liang He shouted loudly. The seaweed magic turtle began to spin. The seaweed on it also turned. When rotating, these seaweeds are like powerful whips, constantly smashing the bodies of the surrounding Flame Assassins. Soon, the real body of the Flame Assassin was forced out. Large water column. Liang He continued to order. The seaweed magic turtle suddenly stopped turning, and its head and limbs protruded from the turtle's shell. A huge column of water spouted from the mouth of the seaweed magic turtle. The water jet hit the Flame Assassin's real body and knocked it into the air on the spot. The Flame Assassin's body fell outside the ring. Xie Han announced the result of the game. Winner, Cold River. Liang He took the seaweed magic turtle into a magic card back, and left with a haughty expression. Chui, if you are against him, can you deal with it? After watching Liang He's battle, Xie Yuan asked Chui. Small. Chui smiled faintly. The fighting method of this seaweed magic turtle seemed a little unsolvable. But it's actually nothing to fear. As long as you can prevent the other person from turning, it's fine. The magic card master of the Imperial Flame Assassin also lost carelessly. If the Flame Assassin is not allowed to attack rashly, then this Liang He wants to win. It is not that simple. The Battle of Cold River was over, and the next battle was a bit dull again. Bronze-level magic card battles are far less powerful than the visual impact of silver-level magic card battles. I watched it boringly for more than an hour. Chawen is on the stage. When I saw the chawen, Chui's spirit came. When he saw this chawen information before, he felt that the other party might be the I am the incarnation of light he met in the magic card space. But it's not the other party, Chui is not sure either. I can just confirm it now. As Xie Han announced the start of the battle, Chawen directly summoned the Son of Light. And his opponent was a dark 2-star silver magic card. Give up, facing my Son of Light, you have no chance of winning. My Son of Light, the star is higher than your magic card, and the attributes restrain you. You have no chance to win. Chao Wen looked at his opponent and shouted. Upon hearing this, Chui smiled. He can now confirm that the other party is, I am the embodiment of light. After all, the style of speaking will not change. The battle between Chawen and his opponent has begun. It's over again soon. There is almost no suspense in the real magic card battle without attribute correction. After all, it is not everyone's magic card, they are as powerful as Chui's magic card. This opponent of Chawen is also aggrieved. If he encounters other magic card masters, the chance of winning is not small, but unfortunately he encounters Chawen. Chawen's battle was over, Chui felt that the next game was nothing to watch. But now back to the hotel is nothing to do. Simply calm down and continue to watch the battle. A live first round of battle is over soon. Immediately after that, the second round started. After all, the preliminary round is only 4 days away. There are 8 groups and 32 qualifiers have to be decided. This time is very tight. Second round, Liang Yingying, Liang He, and Chao Wen, the 3 of them did not meet together, and all 3 successfully passed the second round. In the third round, there were more than 20 players left in Group A. The 3 of them still did not meet, and they all passed the third round. In the fourth round, there were still more than 10 people left, but they still hadn't met. This makes Chui feel strange. It seems that this random battle has its own name. Chui secretly said in his heart. The 3 of them are considered top-notch in Group A. If you let them meet in the preliminary round, it would be unfair to the other person whether they win or lose. After all, their strength is enough to enter the semifinals. Chui reckoned that this random selection system might be set up so that players of their strength would not face each other in the preliminary rounds. Otherwise, once they meet, someone has to be eliminated. Eliminating a strong contestant early will also greatly reduce the excitement of the rematch. The fourth round ended quickly. There are now 6 players left in Group A. According to Xie Han, the 6 players will fight again. The victorious 3 go straight to the rematch. The 3 losers fought overtime. 3 contestants, one of them fighting the other 2 and winning 2 games at the same time, enter the semifinals. If all 3 have 1 win and 1 loss, then there will be another 3-man melee, and the final winner will enter the semifinals. In the 5th round, Liang Yingying, Liang He and Chao Wen still did not meet. This also made Chui more sure of his guess. Magic card masters of their level are almost predetermined to enter the semifinals, so they will not meet in the preliminary round. Although there is cheating in it, but with their strength, they are fully qualified to enter the semifinals. In the 5th round, Liang Yingying easily defeated their opponents and entered the semifinals. The remaining 3 fought against each other. In the end, one person won 2 wins, and the rematch went smoothly. Group A is over. Next up is Group B. However, before the match in Group B, it was time for halftime. After all, Xie Han presided over this game alone, and his physical strength was extremely exhausted. All the games in Group A took nearly 5 hours. One morning, just like that, Chui got up and left the competition hall with Chuyun and Xie Yuan. The 3 did not go back to the hotel, but ate a little something nearby. Group B matches will start in an hour. Both Chuyun and Xie Yuan were curious about the match in Group B. Chui was thinking about going back to sleep, but the girl Chuyun was pestering him. There is no other way but to accompany them to continue watching. More than an hour later, the 3 of Chui returned to the competition hall. Group B matches have already started. At this time, Lu Wei took another document to Chui. On this document, there are several powerful card masters in Group B. Chui looked at the information and really admired the methods of the school's top management. It was actually possible to get the information of the contestants in such a short period of time. Although the information is not very complete, it is almost there. Chui really thinks it's awesome. In his heart, he was thinking, will his information be in the hands of other schools? But Chui thinks this is unlikely. After all, the people on these profiles all possess magic cards with 7 or more silver stars. And his strongest are only the Mingyan Niatu and the Yin-Yang judge of silver 3-star, especially the star rating of Mingyan Niatu, which has been improved in the past few days. In other words, his strongest magic card is only the Yin-Yang judge of the silver star auxiliary type, and he feels that other schools should not pay much attention to him. But it doesn't matter if you pay attention or not. Chui participated in this competition and made up his mind to get the first place. Chui returned the information to Lu Wei, and then quietly watched the battle of Group B. An afternoon has passed. The battle of Group B is over, and the 4 players who will enter the semifinals have been decided. After watching the game all day, Chui is exhausted. Now he just wants to go back to the hotel as soon as possible to rest. As for the rest, he didn't even bother to think about it. The next day, Day 3, Chui, Chuyun and Xie Yuanyuan watched the whole game. After 3 days of competition, except for Chui and Lu Wenchen, who was in the group with Chui, everyone else was eliminated. Lu Chun and Li Dong also had bad luck. The opponent encountered was using a silver-level magic card. The magic cards of the 2 of them were only bronze-level magic cards, and they were directly crushed and could not fight back. Now Chui is the only hope of Andong Magic Card Master School. As for Lu Wenchen, her combat power is similar to that of Lu Chun and Li Dong. Nor did the school pin its hopes on her. Today is the day of the Chui competition. Chui is Group H and plays in the afternoon. After arriving at the competition hall in the morning, the principal found Chui and had a good talk with Chui. Regarding the strength of this year's contestants, the principal is also very helpless. More than 30% of the contestants this year have silver-level magic cards. Originally, he thought that with Duemu's strength, it was enough to enter the semifinals. The reason why he gave the number 1 seed position belonging to Chui to Duemu was because he was interested in Duemu's strength. As a result, Duemu's luck was too bad, and he was too unsatisfactory, and lost in the first battle of the preliminary round. Now Chui is the only seedling in their school. The principal's meaning is very clear. He does not expect Chui to win the championship. As long as he can enter the semifinals, it will be enough. After all, if you didn't even enter the semifinals, it would be really embarrassing. The entire 5 people are all in the first round of the preliminary round. If this spreads out, it will affect the admission rate of their school. As long as they reach the finals, the school will reward 1 million in cash. Chui gave a clear response to the principal's expectations. Let the principal put 100 hearts. Going into the rematch, not at all in Chui's goal. Chui's goal is to win the championship. To win the championship, entering the semifinals is naturally a prerequisite, and there is no need to worry at all. This morning's game of Group G was a little duller than the games of other groups. In Lu Wei's information to Chui, only 2 players in Group G are worth noting. Chui focused on their game. The strength is good, but he does not put them in his eyes. More than 3 hours later, the first round of Group G is almost over. In a battle nearing the countdown, Chui saw an acquaintance. This acquaintance is exactly Chen Fengwen, who greeted Chui when he was taking a break after drawing lots a few days ago. After Chui saw that Chen Fengwen was in the ring, the other party's eyes turned towards him. When Chui saw Chen Fengwen smiling strangely at him, his expression was a little weird. Is this guy still holding grudges? Chui muttered in his heart. Chui didn't pay attention to what happened to his body's predecessor. How can someone who is not as good as his predecessor be his opponent? But when Chen Fengwen realized his magic card, Chui felt the need to get to know each other again. Chen Fengwen's magic card is actually a barbarian magic card of silver 9 stars. Cyclops. It is the name of Chen Fengwen's magic card. This one-eyed giant is more than 6 meters tall, with a huge one-eyed on his forehead, his body is khaki yellow, and his muscles are unusually burly. In terms of image, this Cyclops should be either a warrior or a tank. What is strange is that his Cyclops is actually a magician. And Chen Fengwen's opponent is one of the 2 seeded players in Group G. Chen Fengwen's opponent embodied the magic card, a silver 8-star mechanical tank magic card, reloading King Kong. The shape is like a diamond, the whole body is covered with steel, and there are 4 gun barrels on the back. As Xie Han announced the start of the battle, Chen Fangwen took the lead in letting the Cyclops attack. The Cyclops slapped the ring with both hands. At the foot of King Kong, a huge earth thorn emerged. This huge earth thorn directly abolished the right leg of the reloaded King Kong. After that, the Cyclops slapped the ring with both hands again, and another thorn appeared, knocking the King Kong out of the ring. Competition is over. From start to finish, it took less than 3 seconds. For a time, the audience was in an uproar. Although the star of Cyclops is higher by 1 level, the profession of reloaded King Kong restrains Cyclops. As a result, the battle was one-sided, almost an instant kill. Chen Fangwen's opponent was stunned. Before he could even react, the battle was over. Chen Fangwen turned the Cyclops back into the magic card and took it back. Before he stepped off the ring, he glanced again in the direction of Chui. When Chui saw the cold smile on the other side's face, a playful smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. This Chen Fangwen is a bit interesting. When I was in junior high school, I was bullied by my former body and had to transfer and leave. As a result, after a few years of absence, his strength has become so strong. If this is in the novel, it is the beginning of the waste material flow. Forced to leave the country, after hard training, the strength has skyrocketed, and then come back to the template of the protagonist for revenge. It's a pity, this guy's revenge is doomed to fail. Chui secretly said in his heart. The game of Group G is over. After lunch break, it is the Group H competition where Chui is. Chui and Lu Wenchen walked to the venue with other contestants. Standing in the venue, Chui looked at the surrounding auditorium, and the feeling was completely different from watching a ring match in the auditorium. Before the game started, Chui felt his blood boil, and some began to look forward to it. With Xie Han announcing the start of the play-in for Group H. The photos in the battle boxes on the 4 screens above the ring begin to transform. When the photo starts to freeze, both Lu Wenchen and Chui had stunned expressions on their faces. Lu Wenchen glanced at Chui with a bitter expression, and the word despair was almost written on his face. Because the first battle of Group H was actually Chui and Lu Wenchen. The only 2 remaining contestants from Andong Mocha Middle School met in the first round. Chui, show mercy. Lu Wenchen looked at Chui and said. Chui smiled and nodded slightly, don't worry. Chui and Lu Wenchen stepped into the ring. Chui took out the evil black impermanence magic card and materialized it. At this time, in the audience, a girl stood up suddenly. Yingying, what's the matter with you? Someone asked. It turns out that you are a seeker, and the Rose Sword Princess you harmed me is still receiving psychological treatment. Unexpectedly, you are also a contestant this time. You'd better enter the semifinals. After we meet, I will definitely teach you a lesson. Liang Yingying saw Chui's evil and impermanence embodied, a sneer appeared on her face, and she thought to herself. I'm fine. Liang Yingying sat down and continued to watch the game. In the arena, Lu Wenchen's expression was extremely desperate when he saw the evil and black impermanence. She also took out her own magic card, a bronze 6-star warrior magic card. There is not much suspense in the fight. Lu Wenchen loses. However, Chui still saved a little face for the opponent, let the evil black impermanence release a little water, and after a hard fight with the opponent's magic card, he defeated the opponent. After the battle was won, Chui took back the magic card and left the ring. Group H matches continue. Chui walked to the rest area aside and watched the game. Time flies. More than 20 games were played in Group H. So far, among the magic cards used by the contestants in Group H, the highest star is only 5-star silver. The overall strength seems to be weaker than the competitors in other groups. It was not until the 30th round of the competition that a contestant who was the Imperial Envoy of the 8-star magic card creature of silver finally appeared. The contestant was a young man who looked like a badass, wearing a tracksuit with his hands in his pockets. The most peculiar thing is that he has a pair of hanging eyes and looks a bit fierce. As far as the appearance of the other party is concerned, it is a bit like the male protagonist in Otherworld from Zero, Aang. The opponent's magic card is a monster-type magic card, a scorpion fighter. This scorpion fighter has a burly man on the upper body, holding a huge halberd in his right hand, and a huge scorpion on the lower body. And the magic card used by his opponent is only 2 silver stars. His opponent's expression is desperate now. But he can only bite the bullet and use the magic card creature to fight. But the battle soon ended. In less than 5 seconds, the scorpion fighter waved his halberd and knocked the opponent's magic card creature out of the ring, ending the game. It seems that the opponent is the seed player of Group H. Chui secretly thought. The opponent's strength is really good. However, Chui is not afraid if he meets the other party. Group H matches continue. A set of games after a set. After the first round is over, the second round is on. In the second round, Chui was the first to play again. This time Chui's opponent is slightly stronger. The opponent's envoy's magic card is a silver 2-star magic card. But in the face of evil and impermanence, he was still easily defeated. The next third and fourth rounds, Chui wins easily. By the fifth round, there are 6 people left. Chui's opponent this time is the contestant who looks like Liang. Looks like I've also become a stepping stone for Group H seed players. It's interesting. A cold smile appeared at the corner of Chui's mouth, and he secretly said in his heart. What Chui still calls is the evil black impermanence. And the magic card used by the opponent is still the scorpion fighter. In the audience, Liang Yingying saw Chui fighting with this man who looked like Liang, and sighed, what a pity. I thought I could defeat him in person and take revenge. I didn't expect him to meet Yubo. It seems that he can't fight him. She knew Yubo. Yubo and she are card masters from the same city in different schools. She is the number 1 seed at her school. The aftermath is the 2nd seed of another school. Although it is only the 2nd seed, she knows Yubo's strength, and she is not inferior to her. The reason why the other party is the 2nd seed is because the 1st seed of the other party's school is a monster. A monster with 5 silver 9th level magic cards. On the ring, Yubo looked at Chui with an indifferent expression. With your strength, you can enter the final round of battle. Your luck is really good too. Unfortunately, your luck ends here. Yubo said indifferently. Hearing what the other party said, Chui smiled. I'm relying on luck or strength, you'll know soon. Chui said indifferently. After Chui finished speaking, he ordered directly, and let the evil black impermanence attack. The evil black impermanence carried his sickle and rushed towards the scorpion fighter. The scorpion fighter waved his halberd with his right hand, and the scorpion moved quickly on the ground, rushing towards the evil and impermanence. After the 2 sides approached, the evil black impermanence waved his sickle, and the scorpion fighter waved his halberd. The sickle and the halberd slammed together, making a loud crash. The powerful force shook back the evil and impermanence for a few steps. The body of the scorpion fighter was also shaken back several steps. Upon seeing this, Yubo showed a look of surprise on his face. What's the matter with this guy's magic card? Obviously it is only 1 silver star, but his power is not lost to the scorpion fighter. Yubo was surprised. But Yubo didn't care. Scorpion fighter, use forearm form. Yubo shouted loudly. After receiving the order, the scorpion fighter's waist grew 2 arms again. He held the halberd with 4 hands and waved it, and his attack power became stronger. Every swing of the halberd caused a strong sound of breaking through the air. The evil black impermanence faced the attack of the scorpion fighter, and it was somewhat difficult to resist. Star suppression is really amazing. Chui watched the battle between the evil black impermanence and the scorpion fighter, and said in his heart. The evil is black and impermanent, after all, it is not Mingyan Bullhead. Mingyan Niu Tao possesses the skill of deadly fighting, and as the battle time increases, the attack power will also become stronger. But evil is black and impermanent, but there is no similar skill. Moreover, this scorpion fighter is an 8-star silver, 7 stars higher than the star of the evil and impermanent, and the passive terrorist sanctioner of evil and impermanence can't exert its effect. In a one-on-one situation, it is indeed a bit detrimental to evil and impermanence. However, it's just a bit disadvantageous. Evil is black and impermanent, use all your strength. Chui said calmly. Upon receiving the order, a cruel smile appeared on the evil and impermanent face. Killing desire, increased attack power, increased damage free. Now the evil is black and impermanent, it is full of firepower. Evil scythe. The sickle was swung, and the black sword flew out, towards the scorpion fighter. Facing the black sword Chi, the scorpion fighter did not dodge and resisted. But when he just blocked the first black sword gas, the second black sword air flew towards him again. The skills of magic card creatures all have a cooling time. But the cooling time of the evil sickle of the black impermanence is only 1 second. It means that impermanence can continue to attack without interruption, until the enemy is defeated, or the evil is defeated. One after another black sword energy forced the scorpion fighter back again and again. In the auditorium, Liang Yingying saw this scene with an incredible expression on her face. She now recalled the scene of Rose Sword Fairy facing evil and impermanence in the magic card space battlefield. Recalling the scene where Rose Sword Fairy faced the evil and impermanence and was suppressed to the point where she could not fight back. The current scorpion fighter, just like the Rose Sword Fairy, was completely suppressed. She saw that the scorpion fighter tried to approach the evil and impermanence several times, but was forced back by the black sword energy released by the evil sickle, and she could not get close at all. Chu Yun and Xie Yuanyuan are both girls cheering for Chu He with excitement. The teachers and students of the Magic Card Teacher School in Andong City, as well as the principal, also followed suit. After all, Chu He is the last seedling in their school. If Chu He loses, then their school doesn't even have a participant in the semifinals, which is really shameful. Who is this guy? His magic card was actually suppressed by Bo's scorpion fighter. A young man with no expression on his face, like a facial paralysis, asked the middle-aged man next to him. Upon hearing this, the middle-aged man said immediately, "The other party is a student from Andong City Magic Card Master School." A student from the Magic Card Master School in Andong City. It seems that a phoenix can still emerge from the chicken coop. The youth's tone fluctuated a little. "Nan, what do you think of this battle?" the middle-aged man asked. Yubo wins, but the opponent should be able to enter the semifinals with extra time. After all, his magic card is not weak, but it's a pity that the star is low. If his magic card star can reach 4 or 5 stars, then Yubo will lose. But it's a pity, his magic card is only 1 silver star, then he is absolutely impossible to win against Poland," said the young man known as Nan. This Nan is the magic card master from the same school as Yubo. He is also the one who is under pressure to get the number 1 seed. He is 18 years old this year and has a set of silver level 9-star magic cards. Although this has a lot to do with his background, his strength is definitely beyond doubt. As for the middle-aged man next to him, it is Nan's class teacher. Although he is the head teacher, his strength is far from that of Nan. He is completely based on Nanma's head. The competition in the ring continues. The battle has now reached a fever pitch. The scorpion fighter is only a few meters away from the edge of the ring. Continue to retreat. Once the scorpion fighter leaves the ring, the game is over. It seems I really underestimated you. As a tribute, I will let the scorpion fighter use all my strength. Yubo looked at Chu He and said in a deep voice. After Yubo finished speaking, he ordered the scorpion fighter to attack with all his strength. 2 arms grew from the waist of the scorpion warrior again. The scorpion fighter turned into a 6-armed state, holding a halberd in 6 hands, and scary blue veins erupted from the arms. Cut, cut, cut. The scorpion fighter swung the trident continuously. 3 swipes caused huge wind pressure, and they flew towards evil and impermanence one after another. Face the counterattack of the scorpion fighter. The soul-suppressing chain around the body of evil black impermanence moved. Chain Requiem. The soul-suppressing chain is like a black python, approaching the scorpion fighter. The wind pressure formed by the 3 slashes along the way was directly blocked and defeated by the soul-suppressing chain. Facing the soul-suppressing chain, the scorpion warrior held the halberd in 6 hands and slammed it away. But his attack was useless. The soul suppression chain will not be broken even if it is cut. The scorpion fighter attacked the soul suppression chain, which was considered to be actively bringing his body closer to the soul suppression chain. The end result is that his body is entangled in the calming chain. Even if the scorpion fighter's star rating is higher, Chain Soul can't play to restrain the opponent for too long, but it is enough to restrain the opponent for a moment. Evil Stare. The scorpion fighter looked at each other with the evil and impermanent eyes. The evil and impermanent eyes turned into black whirlpools. The scorpion fighter was affected by the evil gaze, and his fighting spirit disappeared instantly. He released the 6 hands that held the halberd. The halberd landed. The evil black impermanence approached the scorpion fighter, holding the sickle in both hands and slashing towards the opponent's body. One knife. The strong force directly slashed the body of the scorpion fighter into the air. The body of the scorpion fighter fell out of the ring. The victory is divided. The battle is over. Winner, Chui. Xie Han announced the result loudly. Now you should understand that I am able to enter this final round of competition, it depends on luck or strength. Chui looked at Yubo and smiled faintly. After speaking, Chui turned the evil and impermanence into a magic card and took it back, and left the ring. Yubo's current expression was very surprised. He looked at the scorpion fighter who was knocked out of the ring, and couldn't believe that he was defeated. 8 stars in silver, fight against 1 star in silver. Actually lost. This kind of result made him unbearable. Wait a minute, Yubo shouted loudly. Chui stopped, turned his head and glanced at the other person, then smiled and asked, "Are you not convinced?" "What's your name?" Yubo asked. Chui. Upon hearing this, Yubo took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "Chui, I remember you. See you in the quarterfinals," Yubo said in a deep voice. Although Yubo is now defeated. But in this 5th round, only 3 people can enter the semifinals. The remaining 1 to enter the semifinals will be entered by the loser of the 3 games in overtime and the winner of the 2 games. With his strength, entering the semifinals is a breeze. Chui left the arena and walked to the aisle, preparing to return to the auditorium. As a result, someone stopped Chui in the passage. Chui saw the other party and said indifferently, "Something." It was Chen Fengwen who stopped Chui. Chen Fengwen looked at Chui with a cold smile on his face. "Chui, congratulations on entering the semifinals," Chen Fengwen said with a strange voice. "Speak up if you have something to say. Don't be yin and yang strange here." Chui heard something in the other party's words, and said angrily. "Chui, you are still so crazy. It's like a junior high school," Chen Fengwen said with a gloomy smile on his face. "Are you hating what happened in junior high school?" Chui asked. "Hate, you were wrong, not a grudge. It's hatred. You humiliated me in front of so many people. Do you know how much damage it caused to me?" Chen Fengwen roared. Chui scratched his ears, looked at Chen Fengwen and said, "Don't yell so loudly, your ears are almost deaf by you. You want revenge, I'll go on." After Chui finished speaking, he bypassed Chen Fengwen and left. Seeing Chui leaving behind, Chen Fengwen shouted with a frantic expression, "Chui, do you still look down on me?" Upon hearing this, Chui stopped, turned his head and looked at Chen Fengwen and said, "I didn't despise you. On the contrary, you think I despise you. I did something wrong in the past. But that was just a magic card battle, you remember it so far, it shows that your aura is nothing more than that. If you want me to take revenge, I'll be waiting anytime. But I have to warn you. If you want others to look up to you, you have to look up to yourself. If you even look down on yourself, how can others look down on you?" After Chui finished speaking, he turned and strode away. After Chui left the passage, he saw Lu Wei, other teachers and the principal waiting for him. "Chui, good job. You are now in the semifinals, our school is not annihilated." Lu Wei laughed. "Yes, Chui, you really deserve your name as the number 1 seed player in our school. Yes, compared to you, Dumyu is too far behind. If it weren't for you, our school would be ashamed." These teachers all flattered Chui. When they talked, they didn't even care about Duhua who was standing by. As Duemyu's uncle, after Chui failed to integrate the magic card, he strongly recommended to become Dumyu as the number 1 seed. His face is ugly now. He initially thought Dumyu could make it to the finals. But when he learned that among the contestants in this competition, there were many young magicians who were better than him, he felt that even if Dumyu could not enter the finals, there would be no problem in entering the semifinals. But he couldn't even dream that Dumyu actually lost in the first round of the preliminary round. Although Duemyu's opponent is Liang Yingying, he is the number 1 seed player in other schools. But even if you lose the game, it's better to lose. But the result, too bad, he feels helpless now when he thinks about it. Now I hear other teachers say that Dumyu can't do it. Isn't this tantamount to saying that his vision is inadequate and he is incapable of teaching? But he can't refute it at all now. After all, Dumue was so embarrassed that he couldn't find anything to say. Chui got rid of these teachers after being courteous. Chu Yun and Xie Yuanyuan walked to Chui. Chui, congratulations on entering the semifinals. Xie Yuanyuan smiled. Brother, you are great, I knew you would win. Chu Yun followed. That's a must. Chui showed a confident smile on his face. Let's go, eat first, I'm almost starving to death. Chui stretched out and said. Tomorrow is the rematch. The morning is 32:16. The afternoon is 16:8. Then take a day off, and it's the final. The schedule for the finals is the same, with 8 and 4 and 4 and 2 in the morning. In the afternoon is the championship battle. After Chui, Chu Yun and Xie Yuanyuan went to eat dinner, they returned to the hotel to rest. Only by replenishing your energy well will you be able to better meet tomorrow's battle. ... No words for a night. The next morning, after Chui woke up, he set off from the hotel and followed the army to the competition hall. After arriving at the competition hall, Chui went to the player waiting room. The others went to the auditorium. As soon as he entered the player waiting room, Chui felt two sharp eyes staring at him. Chui glanced at the person staring at him. One of them is Yubo. For Yubo staring at him, Chui can understand. After all, he defeated the opponent yesterday, and the opponent's heart must be very upset. But the other person staring at him was Liang Yingying, which made him a little strange. In Chui's memory, he and Liang Yingying had never been in contact. Why did the other party stare at him? Liang Yingying walked to Chui and said, I am Liang Yingying. Chui heard the words, nodded, and smiled. Chui. I have another name. Yes, and Nang distinguishes me as a male and female. Liang Yingying continued. Upon hearing this, Chui understood why the other party stared at him. So it's you. This is a coincidence. Chui smiled. Do you know that because of that magic card space battle, my Rose Sword Ji is still receiving psychological treatment at the Magic Card Biological Emergency Center? Liang Yingying dissatisfied. Don't you tell me, I don't know, you tell me now, I know. Chui shrugged and smiled. If I meet you in the rematch, I will defeat you with all my strength. Liang Yingying said with a sullen expression when she heard Chui's words. I don't want you to keep your hands on me either. Otherwise, if I win you, I don't feel a sense of accomplishment. Chui said with a smile. Liang Yingying was so angry at Chui's words that she took a few deep breaths, snorted coldly, and turned to leave. Chui inadvertently walked to the chair and sat down to rest. It seems that there are others besides me who want to beat you. Yubo walked over to Chui and sat down, smiling. Magic card battle, it's not a matter of thinking. If you want to beat me, you have to have real skills. Chui smiled. Interesting, make friends. Yubo stretched out his right hand and smiled. Upon seeing this, Chui stretched out his hand to shake hands with the other party. Compared with the gloomy guy like Chen Fangwen, Shijiazhuang appreciates this Yubo even more. Yubo made it clear that he was going to defeat him, and didn't hide it in the slightest. Yubo's straightforward character makes Chui feel that he is a person worthy of friendship. By the way, Chui, let me tell you something. Did the three people over there see it? If you meet them in the rematch, don't keep your strength and fight with all your strength. Only in this way can you lose less ugly. Yubo suddenly pointed to the three people in the lounge and whispered to Chui. Hearing Yubo's words, Chui asked curiously, they are strong. How strong? The three of them are simply monsters. Yubo said with a wry smile. It can be said that the three of them are the top three in this competition. Yubo said. Hearing this, Chui became more and more curious. The three of them are Nan, Lin Cheng, and Du Wei. All three of them have a complete set of silver level 9-star magic cards. Especially Nan, a monster among monsters. Yubo said. From your tone, you seem to know this Nan. Chui asked. Yes, he and I are in the same school. I was originally the number 1 seed in the competition, but a month ago, the opponent suddenly transferred to our school and stole the number 1 seed from me. The opponent's magic card is exaggeratedly strong. I had a 5v5 battle with him, and the result was a complete defeat. I told you this to make you watch out for the three of them. If you meet any of them in the rematch, then you can basically declare that the road to this competition is over. Yubo smiled bitterly. Hearing these words, Chui was even more curious about the three in his heart. How strong is it to let Yubo say these words? He also watched the previous preliminaries. But the opponents of the three of them are too weak, and they don't see anything. Perhaps in the battle of the rematch, their strength can be seen. Looking forward to seeing you in the final. Yubo looked at Chui and smiled, then got up and left. After half an hour, some staff came to call Chui them. Chui and the others walked out of the lounge and into the ring. The rematch of the Provincial Youth Magic Card Master Competition starts now. This morning is a 32-16 match. The computer system will draw lots and assign the battle order and opponents of the top 32 players. Xie Han said loudly while holding the microphone. After Xie Han finished speaking, 32 battle boxes appeared on the 4 screens above the ring. 32 battle frames, 16 battle frames on the left and right, with a word, war, between the 2 battle frames. As the photos in the first row of battle boxes began to change, the system draw began. 16 groups of contestants were confirmed one after another. Chui glanced at his opponent, and a strange smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. His opponent was actually Liang Yingying. This is really a coincidence. Chui turned his head and looked at Liang Yingying. Liang Yingying also looked at Chui at the same time. I didn't expect it to come so soon. I will defeat you in the next match. Liang Yingying said solemnly. It's a pity that you won't get your wish. Chui laughed. Next, the first group of players is invited to play, and the other players please rest in the rest area. Xie Han said loudly. The first group of opponents is on the field. Chui was a little impressed by the 2 people who fought in the first group. The magic cards used by the 2 of them in the preliminary round were all 7-star silver, and they entered the semifinals after winning 5 games in a row. This means that both of them are the default semifinal seed players of the competition. It's right now, it's very interesting. As Xie Han announced the start, both of them took out 3 magic cards at the same time and materialized them. The battle begins. The 3v3 battle was more intense than Chui imagined. Chui originally thought that the battle could end in 2 or 3 minutes at most, but it lasted for more than 10 minutes. When the winners and losers are decided, the second group of players will play next. However, the 2 players in the second group did not have anyone who Chui paid attention to. The third and fourth groups did not have anyone Chui paid attention to. Until the 5th group. The 5th group of players, Yunnan, was called by Yubo the magician of the monster of monsters. And his opponent is not weak. Liang, who qualified for Group A, is one of the seed players in the semifinals. When the 2 of them stepped into the ring, Liang took out 3 magic cards to materialize. 3-headed anaconda with 8 silver stars. The beluga whale with 8 silver stars. The seaweed turtle of the silver 7 stars. After Liang materialized the 3 magic cards, he looked at Nan with a solemn gaze. He had heard of the other party, so he took out his 3 strongest magic cards. Looking at Liang's solemn expression, Nan said indifferently, "Don't be too nervous, the battle will end soon." After he finished speaking, he summoned his magic card. The silver 9-star steel giant. The silver 9-star steel giant. The silver 9-star steel giant. When Chui saw that the 3 magic cards summoned by Nan were all the same, his expression changed slightly. Fusion, Nan Sheng said indifferently. The bodies of the 3 silver 9-star steel giants turned into liquid metal and fused together. As the liquid metal continued to deform, it eventually turned into a steel giant with 3 heads and 6 arms and a height of more than 20 meters. With Xie Han announcing the start of the battle, the 3-headed and 6-armed steel giant directly charged at the 3 magic card creatures in Liang. The seaweed turtle was smashed by a punch. Beluga was punched to the ground. The remaining 3 anacondas were also tied to a dead knot by the steel giant and thrown out of the ring. The battle is over. Chui saw the battle between Nan and Liang, with a solemn expression on his face. Liang's strength is not weak. But Chui did not expect that this battle would end so quickly. The battle between the previous 4 groups of players took 5 or 6 minutes at the fastest. The battle between Nan and Liang took less than 5 seconds. I'm not wrong, this guy is a monster. Yubo walked to Chui and whispered. Chui nodded slightly. This Nan's current strength is indeed a bit exaggerated. Chui thought that in this competition, no one would be his opponent. But now it seems that Nan's strength is definitely not weaker than him. The other party still has 2 magic cards that are useless. They are also the silver 9-star steel giants. Or is it another magic card? I'm going to play the next group. Fortunately, my opponent is not the 3 monsters of them. Otherwise, it would be too embarrassing to not even get into the top 16. Yubo muttered. After Yubo finished speaking, he walked to the ring. His opponent is also a seeded player. And he is also a seeded player in a group with Chui and Yubo. The battle between the two lasted for several minutes, and finally Yubo won. The contestant after Yubo was Chen Fengwen, and the other one was also a seeded player. Chen Fengwen's magic card manifested this time. In addition to the silver 9-star Cyclops, there are also 2 silver 8-star Barbarian Berserkers. This Barbarian Berserker is 3 meters tall, with red skin and a battle axe in each hand. In terms of appearance, it is a bit similar to Mingyan Niatu. And his opponent's 3 magic cards, 1 with 8 silver stars and 2 with 7 silver stars. Star suppression. In the end, Chen Fengwen won. When Chen Fengwen stepped off the ring, he gave Chui a provocative look. Chui sneered at this. Finally it's me. Chui left the rest area and walked towards the ring. Liang Yingying was also walking towards the ring together. After the two entered the ring, Liang Yingying took out 3 magic cards. Silver 8-star Rose Knight. Queen of 7 silver roses. Silver 7-star Rose Great Swordsman. Liang Yingying's magic card creatures all have a common feature, that is, their heads are in the form of roses. The Rose Knight, wearing silver armor, holds a shield in his left hand and a sword in his right hand. Queen of Rose, wearing a red magic robe, holding a vine whip in her right hand. Rose Great Swordsman, wearing black armor, holding a huge sword in both hands. It's not a magic card battle space, and there is no attribute balance. I see how you can beat me. This time, I will defeat you completely, the shame of a snow demon card space tier battle. Liang Yingying looked at Chui and shouted softly. Chui shook his head, his voice was flat. I said, you have no chance. Chui took out 3 magic cards. Black and white impermanence, plus the judge of yin and yang. When Chui realized the 3 magic cards, Chawen, who was sitting in the seating area, stood up abruptly. It's really him. No wonder his evil and impermanence give me a familiar feeling. It turns out that he is the Seeker. Chao Wen saw the evil spirit that Chui summoned by Bai Wucheng, with a look on his face. Then, his face showed anger. The last time he had a magic card space rank match with Chui, he was frightened by the evil spirit Bai Wucheng. Even had a nightmare for a few days. He thought there was no chance for revenge. As a result, I didn't expect to meet Chui here. You must win. If you don't win, what revenge can I take? Chao Wen secretly said in his heart. On the ring, the magic cards of Chui and Liang Yingying are in place. With Xie Han announcing the start of the battle, Liang Yingying took the lead. Rose Knight, charge. Rose Great Swordsman, attack from the side. Queen Rose, wait for an opportunity to attack. Following Liang Yingying's order, 3 magic card creatures act at the same time. Do it, end the fight. Chui said indifferently. Get the order. The judge of yin and yang waved the judge's pen with his right hand. Calm down. Above the heads of the Rose Knight, Rose Great Swordsman, and Rose Queen, a black illusory whirlpool appeared at the same time. In this black illusory vortex, black light rushed down, covering the bodies of the 3 of them. Their bodies instantly stopped in place, calming the soul, able to temporarily freeze the bodies of up to 5 magic card creatures. The shortest duration, 2 seconds. Although only 2 seconds, it is enough. Evil Black Impermanence waved his sickle with both hands. Evil Scythe. The black sword hit the Rose Knight and sent it flying. The evil spirit's impermanent ghost hair began to spread, entwining the Rose Great Swordsman and throwing it out of the ring. And at this time, the time to calm the soul of the judge of yin and yang has come. Only one Rose Queen is left. The evil spirit's impermanent green pupils spread like ink. Desire. Queen Rose's consciousness was instantly blurred. The evil black impermanence waved his sickle again with his hands, and the black sword flew out, hitting Queen Rose's body. Queen Rose was also knocked out of the ring by the black sword spirit. Victor, Chui. Xie Han took the microphone and announced the result loudly. Chui turned black and white impermanence and yin-yang judge into magic cards and took them back, turned and walked off the ring. Liang Yingying was still standing on the ring with a blank expression on her face. I lost. She couldn't believe that she lost so easily. When she saw Chui walk down the ring, she shouted loudly, "Chui, stop. Aren't you convinced?" Chui turned his head and smiled at Liang Yingying. You are despicable. Liang Yingying said this after holding back for a long time. Where am I despicable? Did I use 4 magic cards, or did I sneak up on you before the match started? Chui asked rhetorically. Liang Yingying was at a loss for words, not knowing what to say. Using the rules of the game is also an ability. And if you want to blame it, blame yourself for being too arrogant. Your Rose Queen obviously has a strong ability to control the field, but she doesn't attack first. Instead, let the Rose Knight and Rose Giant Swordsman attack first. As a result, I found an opportunity. Otherwise I want to win you, it's not that easy. Chui smiled lightly. Hearing Chui's words, Liang Yingying was even more angry. She stomped her feet in anger and quickly left the ring. Chui returned to the rest area to sit down and continued to watch the next game. Yubo informed Chui that the other 2 of the 3 monsters, Lin Cheng and Du Wei, also played. The magic card used by Lin Cheng is the Forest magic card. The magic card used by Du Wei is the Earth magic card. Forest magic cards and Earth magic cards are relatively popular magic cards. But the magic cards of both of them are very strong. The contestants who fought against them were easily defeated. After 15 groups of battles, the 32-16 match came to an end. The last group of games is chawen and a contestant who relied on overtime to enter the semifinals. The 3 magic cards used by chawen, in addition to the Son of Light with 9 stars, there are Priests of Light with 8 stars and Swordsmen of Light with 8 stars. And his opponent's magic card is the strongest and silver 5 star. There is no suspense in the outcome of the battle. Chawen wins. The top 16 is born. This is the end of the morning game. Chui left the passage and left the game venue. Outside the venue, Chu Yun, Xie Yuan, and everyone from the school were all excitedly waiting. Brother, congratulations on entering the top 16. Chu Yun rushed towards Chui and said excitedly. Chui, congratulations. Xie Yuan smiled. Chui, you have won glory for our school. The principal's face turned into a chrysanthemum with a smile. Chui, congratulations on entering the top 16. There's one more game in the afternoon. If you win, you're in the final. You go back to the hotel now and have a good rest. Get ready for the afternoon game. Lu Wei said excitedly. In this year's Provincial Youth Magic Card Master Competition, the strong gathered. As long as he can enter the semifinals, in Lu Wei's view, it is enough. It's even better to be able to make it to the finals. After all, Chui's magic card star rating is quite different from the magic card star rating of other contestants. If Chui can enter the finals, then Chui must be valued by the people of the Higher Magic Card Master Academy, and entering the Higher Magic Card Master Academy is a sure thing. And as the head teacher of Chui, he will also be famous for his teaching well. Now everyone is a star holding the moon to Chui. Seeing the expressions of the principal and teachers, Chui smiled helplessly. Under the escort of the principal and teachers, Chui returned to the hotel. Had a good nap. In the afternoon, Chui went to the competition hall again under the escort of the principal and teachers. Xie Han first congratulated the players who entered the top 16, and then began to draw lots to decide the order of battle. Soon, the 16-8 battle table came out. After Chui saw his opponent, his expression was a little weird. This is too coincidental, isn't it? Chui's opponent in this battle is actually Chao Wen. And the 2 of them are the first battle, with Xie Han announcing the start of the second game of the rematch. Chui and Chao Wen stepped into the ring. You should still remember me, right? Chao Wen asked, looking at Chui. Remember? Chui nodded slightly. Last time I lost to you in the magic card space rank battle. But this time, you will lose. Without attribute correction, you are not my opponent. Chawen said proudly. I'm still saying that, the battle hasn't started yet, no one knows who will die. Chui laughed. Chui still used the 3 magic cards of black and white impermanence plus yin and yang judge. The magic cards used by Chawen are still the Son of Light, the Priest of Light and the Swordsman of Light. With Xie Han announcing the start of the game, Chawen did not order the magic card to attack rashly. After all, he also watched the battle between Chui and Liang Yingying before. He knew that the yin and yang judge had a strong control ability. It would be embarrassing if he dared to let the magic card attack, and Chui found an opportunity to throw his 3 magic card creatures out of the ring. Aren't you going to attack? Since you don't attack, let me take the lead. Chui laughed. Chui snapped his fingers. Evil black impermanence carried his scythe and rushed towards the Son of Light. The evil spirit by Wucheng waved the spirit banner and released a large number of evil spirits as cover. On the other hand, the yin and yang judge waved the judge's pen, and the 3 souls of heaven, earth and people around him poured into the body of evil, black and impermanent at the same time. Chapter 51. When Chui created the yin-yang judge, he determined that the yin-yang judge was the reason for the monster-level magic card, except for his passivity. More importantly, because of the skills of the yin and yang judge. How can an auxiliary magic card be able to exert its maximum effect? Weaken the enemy's combat effectiveness. Enhance your own combat effectiveness. Or control the enemy. Self-preservation. The answer is all. Among the 4 skills of the yin and yang judge, the conviction is to deepen the damage suffered by the enemy and suppress the healing effect, the soul calming can control the enemy, and the 3 soul possession can enhance the combat effectiveness of the friendly magic card creature. Heavenly soul can increase the attack power of magic card creatures. Earth soul can increase the defensive power of magic card creatures. Human soul can increase the speed of magic card creatures. The 3 souls can be separated, adding states to the 3 magic card creatures. It is also possible to add status to a magic card creature with 3 souls together. If the 3 souls add status to a magic card creature at the same time, they can also trigger special effects, ignoring defenses. There is no doubt that the skill of 3 soul possession is very strong. But the most powerful skill is the reincarnation skill. The reincarnation skill of the Judge of Yin and Yang can restore a severely wounded ghost monster to its peak state through reincarnation, which is equivalent to a resurrection skill. With the combination of these 4 terrifying skills, the Yin-Yang Judge will be called the monster-level magic card by Chui. Now that the evil spirit possessed by the 3 souls is impermanent, under the fetters of black and white impermanence and netherworld judge, all attributes have increased by 100%. As far as the attribute value is concerned, it does not lose 6 silver stars or even 7 silver stars. Priest of Light, dispel. Chawen shouted as he watched the evil and impermanence approaching, surrounded by a large number of evil spirits. The Priest of Light stretched out his hands, and bursts of golden light radiated from his palm. The golden light shone on the evil spirit, and the evil spirit melted like ice and snow. Chawen heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that the Priest of the Light could dispel the evil spirits so easily. It seems I made a fuss too much. My light card, restrain his ghost card. And my magic card star is higher than him. Now it's not a rank battle in the magic card space. Without star balance and attribute correction, he will never be my opponent. Chawen secretly said in his heart. After being dispelled by the Priest of Light just now, he now believes in his heart that Chui is not his opponent. Bright Swordsman, attack, Chawen ordered in his heart. He still kept an eye on him, and instead of letting the Son of Light attack, he let the Swordsman of Light attack. The Bright Swordsman received the order. Holding a holy lightsaber in both hands, he rushed towards the evil and impermanence. When he approached the evil and impermanence, he cut it down with a single sword. The evil black impermanence is also cut out with a sickle. The lightsaber and the black sickle slammed together. Holy light and darkness interweave and surge. The sword of the Bright Swordsman is broken. Chawen's expression is like hell. The sword of the Bright Swordsman is formed by his skills and is very strong. But now that the sword was broken after a confrontation, it made him a little unbelievable. Evil scythe. The evil black impermanence held the sickle in both hands and slammed it down. Bright Swordsman can only resist with broken swords. As a result, the broken sword was completely shattered and turned into a light dissipated, and the bright swordsman was slashed into his chest by the evil and impermanent sickle, and a huge bloodstain with deep bones appeared. Priest of Light, hurry, heal. Chao Wen's expression changed and he shouted. Conviction. The yin and yang judge has taken action. The conviction sheet he held in his left hand floated into the air. At the feet of the bright swordsman, a blood-colored pentagram appeared. The evil black impermanence once again attacked the bright swordsman. Under the influence of the conviction, the swordsman of light suffered deepened damage and the treatment was ineffective. No matter how the priest of light heals the swordsman of light, it is useless. The evil black impermanence is now attacking with full force. The bright swordsman is not an opponent at all. When Chao Wen saw this, his face became a little ugly. Son of Light, rescue. Chao Wen immediately ordered the Son of Light to do it. The wings behind the Son of Light flapped and flew towards the evil and impermanence. Your opponent is me, the evil spirit Bai Wuchang said in a gloomy voice. Ghosts surging, evil spirits gather. The evil spirit Bai Wuchang wanted to hold the Son of Light. Seeing the evil spirit's impermanence, the Son of Light showed a furious look in his eyes. Seeing the evil spirit white impermanence, he recalled the experience of the rank battle in the magic card space. At that time, suppressed by the magic card space, his attributes became lower. Being crushed and beaten by the evil spirit Bai Wuchang, he almost got his wings out. Even if it was just a battle of ranks in the magic card space, he still clearly remembered the feeling of being stepped on the ground by the evil spirit Bai Wuchang. Facing the influx of ghost hair and evil spirits, a holy light burst out of the shield held in the left hand of the Son of Light, directly evaporating the ghost hair and evil spirits. The beam of light that evaporated the ghost hair and evil spirits did not disappear, but continued to hit the evil spirits' impermanence. The evil spirit Bai Wuchang was seriously injured in an instant and was on the verge of death. The evil spirit fell to the ground with impermanence. The judge of yin and yang glanced at Chui, who shook his head slightly. There is no need to use reincarnation, this kind of magical skills, you can hide it. What's more, if you want to defeat Chawen, you must have a little special means. The evil spirits that have entered the state of evil spirits are impermanent, which is the special means needed. It's a pity, if Chui's evil and impermanence can kill that light swordsman first. At that time, 3-2, maybe Chui can win. Yeah, if you can beat the opponent's magic card creature, then Chui will be stable this time. But the other party's Son of Light is too strong, the strength of the silver 9 stars. This is completely star-crushing, Chui will lose, and there is no other way. In the audience, the teachers from the Magic Card Master School in Indong City were discussing, all with regrets on their faces. In their opinion, Chui has already lost. After all, the evil spirit was seriously injured by impermanence and lost its combat effectiveness. Next, the evil black impermanence and the judge of yin and yang will be 2-3, which is nothing at all. Brother, come on. Chu Yun jumped up from her seat, fisted with both hands, and shouted. Xie Yuan was so nervous that she couldn't speak. She hopes that Chui can make it to the final. But the current battle situation, no matter how you look at it, is not good for Chui. She can only pray for a miracle to happen and let Chui defeat Chawen and enter the final. Rest area for the top 16 players. Yubo looked at the match on the ring and sighed lightly. Chui, this is really a shame. If you win again this time, we will have a chance to meet in the final. Yubo murmured. Now everyone in the competition hall thinks that Chui has lost. Chao Wen smiled triumphantly. He thought he had the chance to win. I'm happy now, don't you think it's too early? Chui looked at Chao Wen, his voice indifferent. You don't want to die with a hard duck mouth. Your magic card creatures are now only 2 left. What are you fighting with me? Chao Wen smiled triumphantly. 2, who said that? Chui asked rhetorically. Upon hearing this, Chao Wen frowned slightly and looked at Chui suspiciously. Suddenly, he saw a strong black yin qi exuding from the body of the evil spirit Bai Wuchang who fell on the ground. The body of the evil spirit Bai Wuchang was enveloped by yin qi. What's going on? Chao Wen felt the madness in the yin qi, his expression a little nervous. As the host, Xie Han was watching the battle. When he saw yin qi gushing out of the evil spirit Bai Wuchang's body and wrapped his body, a look of surprise appeared on his face. This Chui is really not easy. This evil spirit he created is impermanent, and actually has a second form. Moreover, this second form is actually triggered by serious injuries. This is really rare, Xie Han secretly said in his heart. On the ring, the yin qi that enveloped the evil spirit by Wucheng's body became stronger and stronger. Chawen felt that something was wrong, and immediately asked the Son of Light to attack the yin qi that enveloped the evil spirit and impermanence. The shield held in the left hand of the Son of Light continuously released the holy light, shooting into the yin qi. But to no avail. The holy light shot into the yin qi, like the light swallowed by darkness, disappeared completely. What exactly is going on? This is reality. Without attribute correction and star balance, my Son of Light with 9 silver stars can't deal with his evil spirit with 1 silver star, impermanence. It's not scientific at all. Chawen is going crazy. There was a bad feeling in his heart. Boom boom boom. He could even hear his heart beating faster. In his mind, he couldn't help but think of that magic card space ranking battle. Recalling the scene where the Son of Light was stepped on by the evil spirit by Wucheng. Impossible, that kind of thing is absolutely impossible. Chawen yelled. Son of Light, use light for blessing. Chawen immediately ordered. A powerful holy light burst out of the body of the Son of Light. The holy light formed a huge round shield like an egg shell, protecting his body. Attack, rush into the black mist, defeat the evil spirit by Wucheng. Chawen continued to order. Chui sneered when he heard what Chawen said. You made a wrong decision. Chui murmured while looking at Chawen. When the Son of Light rushed into the thick yin qi, there was no movement in an instant. Chawen is very anxious now, wanting to know what happened in yin qi. Suddenly, the body of the Son of Light flew upside down from the yin qi and fell onto the ring. The yin qi dissipated. The evil spirit, Bai Wucheng, which had turned into a ghostly green ghost and entered the state of evil spirits, appeared. Seeing the impermanence of the evil spirits, the audience was in an uproar. The evil spirit Bai Wucheng now looks a little scary, and some timid people feel chilly just looking at it. The battle is over. Chui looked at Chawen with an indifferent voice. Chui's words fell. The evil spirit's impermanent body is divided into thousands. Thousands of ghosts. Countless green ghosts flew towards the priest of light. Quick, purification. Chawen shouted loudly. The hands of the priest of light aimed at the flying ghost and released golden light. But the effect is minimal, only more than 100 ghosts have been evolved. And the total number of ghosts is as many as tens of thousands, and the loss of more than 100 ghosts can be said to be a drop in the bucket. Nothing happened. When the ghosts surrounded the priest of light, the ghost burrowed into the body of the priest one after another. Puff! The priest of the light spurted blood from his mouth, and his body knelt to the ground. Priest of light is seriously injured. The ghost came out of the priest of light again and rushed towards the swordsman of light. The bright swordsman is now suppressed by evil and impermanence, and the situation is already bad. Now that it has become the target of the evil spirits by Wucheng, the defeat of the bright swordsman is inevitable. Son of Light, attack the judge of yin and yang. Chawen was also very simple and asked the Son of Light to give up the rescue. As long as the yin and yang judge is resolved, he thinks that the Son of Light is 1 and 2, there is no problem. Upon receiving the order, the left-hand shield of the Son of Light was aimed at the yin-yang judge, releasing the holy light. The holy light condenses into a beam of light and shoots towards the judge of yin and yang. But when Chawen saw the attack of the Son of Light penetrated through the body of Judge Yin and Yang without harming him, he couldn't believe his eyes. Is this yin and yang judge immune to elemental attacks? Chawen was surprised. Chawen immediately ordered the Son of Light to launch a melee attack. The Son of Light flew towards the yin-yang judge, and the long sword held in his right hand slashed towards the yin-yang judge. The judge of yin and yang just looked at the Son of Light indifferently, letting the long sword hit him. The sword body passes through the body of the judge of yin and yang. Chawen's expression was like hell. Elemental attacks are ineffective, and physical attacks are also ineffective. How could there be such a magic card creature? Chawen is horrified. Didn't you see it with your own eyes now? Chui looked at Chawen's expression and smiled faintly. The balance of victory has leaned towards Chui. The priest of light was seriously injured and lost his combat effectiveness. The bright swordsmen also lost their combat effectiveness under the siege of the black and white impermanence. It is now 3-1. The Son of Light is alone. The evil is black and impermanent, and the evil spirits in the state of evil spirits are staring at the Son of Light from left to right. Offensive. Chui gave an order. The evil black impermanence took the lead in rushing to the Son of Light, and slammed down with a sickle. Evil scythe. The black sword flew out. The body of the evil spirit by Wuchang split again, using thousands of ghosts to surround the Son of Light. Chawen let out a sigh of relief. Son of the Holy Light, use God to come. Chawen shouted loudly. Get the Korean order. Above the head of the Son of Light, an illusory seraph phantom appeared. When the seraph phantom merged into the body of the child of the Holy Light, 4 more wings grew behind the Son of Light. Now the Son of Light has become a seraphim. The shield in his left hand and the long sword in his right hand have also become the form of Holy Light. The Son of Light rushed towards the evil black impermanence, easily blocked the black sword energy with the shield of his left hand, and then cut it out with a sword. The Holy Light sword aura flew out, slashing towards the evil and impermanence. This Holy Light sword aura directly knocked the evil and impermanence into the air. Holy Light and 10,000 swords. The Son of Light raised the Holy Lightsaber in his right hand and shouted loudly. In the sky, a large number of Holy Light swords suddenly appeared. These Holy Light swords flew towards the green ghost formed by the splitting of the evil spirit's impermanence. Under the attack of these Holy Lightsabers, the green ghosts collapsed one after another, and reintegrated into the evil spirit white impermanence. The evil spirit Bai Wuchang's state is a bit bad now. She has entered the evil spirit state, but still can't resist the attack of the Son of Holy Light, and is seriously injured. Chui has to feel that the Son of Light is indeed the magic card of the 9-star silver. Originally, I planned to use this trick in the finals. But I didn't expect your magic card to be stronger than I thought. You have no chance. Chawen looked at Chui, proudly said. Chui smiled and said indifferently, the one who has no chance is not me, but you. The evil black impermanence and the evil spirit white impermanence are both seriously injured now. Do you still have a chance? Could it be that you want to expect this auxiliary yin-yang judge to come back? Chawen asked with a laugh. After Chawen finished speaking, seeing the sneer on Chui's face, his face changed suddenly, looking at the evil and impermanence. Now the evil spirits fell to the ground with impermanence, violent yin energy gushing out of his body. Click, click, click. The soul-suppressing chain on the evil black impermanence is constantly breaking down. The violent evil spirit erupted from the evil and impermanence. In the auditorium, the audience who were closer to the ring felt a horrible breath. The evil black impermanence slowly stood up from the ground. The cap of impermanence on the evil black impermanence has disappeared, and his long black hair gradually turned into blood red. Immediately afterwards, the impermanent clothes on his body also disappeared, revealing a sturdy body, and a bloody pattern appeared on his body. Evil's black and impermanent eyes turned into scarlet blood. The sickle he held in his right hand turned into a bloody giant sword. Now the evil is black and impermanent, completely changed. Its appearance is like the red eye in DNF, but the image is more terrifying and hideous. This is the black impermanence of the evil that enters the evil state. Blood fiend slash. He stared at the Son of Light and roared. He held the hilt of the scarlet greatsword with both hands and cut it off sharply. A dazzling blood burst, flooding the ring. After the blood light dissipated, the body of the Son of Light had fallen outside the ring, his breath was weak. The victory has been divided, the winner Chui. Xie Han announced the result loudly. Suddenly, the audience is boiling. The audience in the auditorium kept chanting Chui's name. Although this is only a 16-8 in the second game of the rematch. But Chui's 3 magic card stars are much lower than Chawen's 3 magic card stars. In this battle, the vast majority of the audience thought that Chui was defeated. But Chui's magic card has created a miracle. The evil spirit that enters the evil spirit form is impermanent. The evil that enters the evil state is impermanent. There are also yin and yang judges who are immune to physical attacks and elemental attacks. The stars of the 3 magic cards add up to only 5 silver stars, but they defeated Chawen's high star magic card. Mu Cheng is always human nature. Revere the strong, admire the strong. And Chui, in their eyes, is the weak, but Chui created a miracle with the attitude of the weak and defeated the strong. Because of this, the audience will like Chui so much. I've said that before the battle is over, no one knows who will die. Chui looked at Chawen in an indifferent voice. Hearing this, Chawen smiled bitterly. With Liang Yingying's lessons learned, when he was fighting, he didn't underestimate Chui. He even let the Son of Light use the strongest God-coming skill. But still lost. After all, it was his lack of strength. Even if his magic card star is higher, but facing Chui's magic card, he is still suppressed. Chawen took a deep breath, turned his 3 magic card creatures into magic cards, and left the ring with a lonely expression. Chui also walked off the ring and returned to the rest area. Chui, good job. Yubo laughed when he saw Chui return. Chui heard the words and smiled, it's up to you next. I hope we can meet in the final. Don't worry, I will definitely enter the final. Yubo believed in himself. Arrogant, someone snorted coldly. The person who spoke was Yubo's opponent. He was very dissatisfied with Yubo saying that he made it to the finals. If Yubo enters the final, doesn't it mean that he is defeated? This naturally makes him unhappy. Yubo just smiled, ignoring his opponent. After all, he also knows that magic card war is not by mouth. The second game is Nan's game, and his opponent is the seeded player in the rematch. But facing South, this seeded player is completely lost. Nan still used 3 silver 9-star steel giants, and then let them merge into a steel giant with 3 heads and 6 arms, easily crushing each other. In the next third and fourth games, Lin Cheng and Du Wei, who are also known as monsters, like Nan. The 2 of them also won easily. The 5th game was Chen Fengwen's game. The magic cards used by Chen Fengwen are still the Cyclops and 2 barbarian berserkers. And his opponent is not weak. The 2 sides fought a fierce battle, and Chen Fengwen won in the end. The 6th game and the 7th game are both rematch seeded players. The 2 sides are evenly matched. After a bitter battle, the victor wins by a narrow margin. The last battle, it's Yubo's battle. Yubo's strength is definitely not weak. But his opponent is also very strong. The 2 sides fought fiercely for more than 10 minutes. In the end, Yubo won the victory at the cost of 2 magic card creatures seriously injured. The rematch is over. Chui and the other victors walked to the ring. Xie Han took the microphone and said loudly, the province's youth magic card master contest, the top 8 is born. They are Nan, Lin Cheng, Du Wei, Yubo, Chui, Chen Fengwen, Yao Pu, Jindong. Let us cheer for them. As Xie Han's words fell, the audience boiled again. Chui saw Chu Yun standing on the seat, waving his hands in excitement, his face flushed with excitement. Xie Yuan was the same, and now she couldn't keep her reserve, cheering excitedly. The principal of the Magic Card Master of Andong City, as well as the teachers and students, were also extremely excited. After all, Chui has entered the final. Give them a face. This time, there are a total of 76 Magic Card Division schools, and thousands of contestants compete. Chui's ability to enter the final is definitely to give them a long face. And among the top 8 players, Chui's magic card star is undoubtedly the weakest. But being able to reach this point is also enough to prove Chui's ability. Next, there will be a draw for the quarterfinals to enter the final 4. Let's wait and see. Xie Han took the microphone and said loudly. On the 4 screens above the arena, the battle appears again. With the draw began. Chui looked at the screen and licked his lips. In the next finals, a 5v5 magic card battle will take place. He is looking forward to the 5v5 magic card battle. Chui is also looking forward to the opponent who is going to compete. No matter who it is, even the strongest Nan, he has no fear at all. After a while, the draw result came out. Chui saw the result of the draw with a weird expression. With this lottery system, if you know who has hatred with me, do you arrange it for me? Chui secretly asked. In the 8-4 match, his opponent was actually Chen Fengwen. After the draw for the finals, Chui and the other contestants left the ring and left the channel. While in the passage, Chen Fengwen walked to Chui and said coldly, I will beat you in the finals the day after tomorrow. Complete the revenge I am looking forward to years. When Chui heard this, his voice was indifferent, I'm afraid you don't have this ability. After Chui finished speaking, he quickened his pace. After leaving the passage, Chui saw the people waiting for him outside the passage with a smile on his face. Brother, congratulations on entering the quarterfinals. You were really great. Chu-yun ran to Chu-hee, took brother Chu's arm, and said excitedly. Chu-hee, I didn't expect you to be so good. I look forward to your next game. Xie Yuanyuan said with a smile. Chu-hee, you have successfully entered the quarterfinals now, which greatly honors our school. After the competition, if you have any needs, just speak up, I will do my best to satisfy you on behalf of the school. The principal laughed. The intensity of the players in this competition was very high. Chu-hee was able to squeeze into the quarterfinals, which made him extremely satisfied. As the principal of Andong City Magic Card Master School, he also has a big face. Chu-hee, next is the final. Don't know if you have confidence. Lu Wei asked with a smile. People are like this, they will never be satisfied. Initially, Lu Wei only hoped that Chu-hee could enter the quarterfinals. At that time, he was the teacher who taught the top 8 players in the province's Youth Magic Card Division contest. If Chu-hee enters the top 4, then he is the teacher who taught the top 4 players in the province's Youth Magic Card Division contest. It will be of great help to him in his teaching career in the future. The other teachers looked at Lu Wei with envy. It's the same including Duhua. They all know that Chu-hee can be so strong and has little to do with Lu Wei. It's all because Chu-hee himself is a genius to be able to reach his current strength. But Lu Wei, as Chu-hee's head teacher, no matter what, he can get the reputation of teaching well. This is something other people can't envy. It should be no problem to enter the semifinals. Chu-hee smiled. He also knew what Lu Wei was thinking. His goal is to be champions, the semifinals, but not his goal. Hearing Chu-hee's words, Lu Wei's smile even worsened. Back to the hotel, Chu-hee stayed in the room alone, thinking about the finals the day after tomorrow. After a while, there was a knock on the door. Chu-hee opened the door, and Lu Wei stood outside with a solemn expression. Ms. Lu, what happened? Chu-hee asked Lu Wei's expression in confusion. After the lottery results came out, the principal asked someone to investigate Chen Fengwen's information. Now that the information is found, the situation may be a little bad. Lu Wei said in a deep voice, and showed Chu-hee the information he was holding. Ms. Lu, come in first. Chu-hee returned to the room with the information. Lu Wei followed into the house and closed the door. Chu-hee sat on the sofa and looked at the information. Chen Fengwen, number 1 seed in Puxin City Magic Card Master Middle School, 18 years old, Magic Card, 9-star Magic Card Cyclops, Silver 9-star Magic Card Biman Behemoth, Silver 9-star Heavy Cavalry, 2 Silver 8-star Barbarians Warrior. In addition to the basic information of Chen Fengwen, there is also specific information about each magic card of Chen Fengwen. Chu-hee, your opponent is not easy, he is so strong, but he has been very low-key before. The opponent is obviously planning to make a blockbuster this time. The day after tomorrow you will have a lot of trouble in the game with him. Lu Wei said solemnly. The overtone of his words is that he is worried that Chu-hee will lose. After reading the information, Chu-hee returned it to Lu Wei and said with a smile, Teacher Lu, don't worry. My game against him, I will definitely win. Hearing what Chu-hee said, Lu Wei didn't know where Chu-hee was emboldened. He thought that Chen Fengwen's 3 strongest magic cards were the Cyclops and the 2 Barbarian Berserkers. In the end, he didn't expect that Chen Fengwen had hidden 2 silver 9-star magic cards. He knew exactly how big the gap between 1 silver 9-star magic card and 3 silver 9-star magic cards was. He had watched the battle between Chu-hee and Chawen before. In his opinion, Chu-hee can win, but it can only be regarded as a miserable victory. And this time the opponent he was going to face, with 3 silver 9-star magic cards, the odds of losing were too great. Because of this, he came to Chu-hee in such a hurry to discuss this matter. Teacher Lu, you leave first, I want to rest. Chu-hee saw Lu Wei want to continue talking, and cut off the other person's thoughts. Then I won't bother you. You take a good rest. Lu Wei got up, with a lot of things to say in his mind, but Chu-hee has now issued an eviction order, and he is too embarrassed to stay there. After Lu Wei left, Chu-hee touched his chin with his right hand, considered for a moment, and decided to create a new magic card. Chu-hee doesn't think his current magic card is weak. After all, with his current Yinsi demon deck, there are few opponents in his class. The reason why Chui wants to create a new magic card is just in case. Among the top 8 players this time, Chui was very concerned about Nan, who was called the monster among monsters. The opponent is a fusion magic card group. Although the opponent only used 3 of the same magic cards for running in the rematch, its combat power was much stronger than other silver 9-star magic cards. And the other party has 2 unused magic cards. If it is also a silver 9-star magic card that can be merged, once the 5 silver 9-star magic cards are merged, their combat strength may be stronger than the gold 3-star and gold 4-star magic cards. Even if you use the Yinsi demon deck to play against each other, it is difficult to defeat the opponent. Therefore, it is very necessary to create a new magic card as a killer. Chui also has a clue about the new magic card created, that is, the 2 evil spirits in the underground palace Yasha and Ruksha. Yasha and Ruksha were originally vicious and bloodthirsty ghosts. Hell was finally suppressed by the Yin division. In order to be able to escape from Hell, he chose to seek refuge in the underworld and work for the underworld. The duty of Yasha and Rakshasa is specifically to solve those murderous ghosts. The difference between them and the black and white impermanence and the bull-headed horse face is probably the difference between the outside and the inside. Although Yasha and Ruksha are not recognized by the underworld, they can be regarded as Yinsi. Chui entered the magic card space, opened the trading market, bought more than 10 silver-level ghost and monster materials at a price of 2 million, and then returned to the private magic card space to create. Yasha is a horrible image of emotional fangs, holding a bronze fork and wearing a skull and crossbones. Rakshasa, also with blue-faced fangs, holds a dagger, his limbs are like lizards, and he looks hideous in the armor of evil spirits. Perhaps because they look so much like ghosts, they were not officially included in the organization of the underworld and became the Yin division. Chui had already thought about the transformation of Yasha and Ruksha's image. The first is Yasha. He is 8 feet tall, with red skin, green eyes, a right-angled head, and a sturdy body. He wears a bone armor and holds a trident in his right hand. The trident is surrounded by ghosts. After the image creation is complete, the next step is to build the background story. It is rumored that in ancient times, there was a palace in charge of the souls of the dead, called the underworld. In the Jifu, there is an 8-foot tall, wearing a bone armor, who is known as a terrifying underworld of Yasha. The Yinsi is extremely warlike. His weapon is a black and red trident. All ghosts that are enemies of him will be killed by him with the trident, because there are too many ghosts to kill and ghosts formed by resentment linger around the trident. It is rumored that the Yinsi was once an extremely powerful ghost king. Because of too many killings, he was wanted by the underworld, and he was defeated after a battle with the thousands of underworlds who arrested him, so he returned to the underworld and served for the underworld. If one day, he is tired of the role of the Yin division and becomes the Ghost King again, then he will become a nightmare for countless people. Pray that the name of the netherworld can suppress him, if not, when he releases his inner fierceness, the world will be stained with blood. After constructing the background story of Yasha, Chui put all the previously selected materials on the magic card creation altar. There are 6 materials in total. Silver level Blood Evil Halberd. Silver level Bone Armor. The Silver Nightmare Unicorn. Silver level Soul Stone. Silver rank Bloodthirsty Heart. Silver level Resentment Crystallization. After putting in the material, Chui took a deep breath and waited quietly. Because of the creation of the Yasha this time, the background and image of the story have been greatly changed. Chui is not sure whether he can pass the review of Magic Card Space. Chui now feels that time flies very slowly. Fortunately, after more than a minute, the prompt sound of Magic Card Space sounded. Successful review. A smile appeared at the corner of Chui's mouth. The colorful vortex on the altar of magic creation quickly turned black and began to spin. In this rotating black vortex, Chui saw a large number of ghosts struggling. These ghosts seemed to want to escape from the black vortex, but were pulled by a strong suction force and couldn't escape. After a while, a pair of looming green pupils appeared in this black vortex. When the green pupils appeared, these ghosts stopped struggling and let the black vortex swallow them. Chang chang. There was a clanging sound of weapons colliding in the black vortex. At this time, the rotation of the black vortex became faster and faster. A crimson phantom appeared in the black vortex. This red phantom, holding a trident in his right hand, fights against a large number of phantom ghosts. When all the illusory ghosts were killed by it, the rotating speed of the black vortex gradually subsided. The red phantom also disappeared. Until the rotation of the black vortex completely subsided, the magic card space prompt sounded in Chui's ear. Created a silver 2-star magic card Ghost King Yasha. Terror Master talent takes effect. Ghost King Yasha has been upgraded to 3 silver stars. Create a silver 3-star magic card and gain 2000 experience points. In the black vortex, a creature with a height slightly lower than the head of the Mingyan bull, wearing a white bone armor, with red skin, a black threaded right angle on the forehead, and unusually burly hands came out. Behind him was a 2-meter-long black and red trident. Around the trident, there are still white ghosts lingering, and the ghosts cry incessantly. Ghost King Yasha, I have seen the creator. The Ghost King Yasha walked to Chui, knelt down on one knee, lowered his head and said respectfully. Chui looked at the Ghost King Yaksha with a satisfied smile on the corner of his mouth. In terms of appearance, the Ghost King Yaksha is very domineering. The bone armor covered his body, only his hands were outside the bone armor. And the trident hanging behind the opponent's back is a real murder weapon. The ghosts around the trident are all transformed by the resentment of the ghosts who died under the trident. Of course, no matter how domineering the appearance is, the ability is not enough, and it is meaningless. Chui immediately opened the attribute view of the Ghost King Yasha. Magic card name, Demon King Yasha. Star, silver 3 stars. Race, ghost. Type, hybrid warrior. Skills, Skill 1, Trident of the Dead Soul. Skill 2, Bone Body Protection. Skill 3, Necromancer. Skill 4, Soul Burial. Passive, Bloodthirsty Yingying. When the enemy is injured, the attack power and attack speed of the Ghost King Yasha are increased by 30%, and when the enemy is killed, the attack power and attack speed of the Ghost King Yasha are increased by 50%. Limited skill, Ghost King Yinsi. When fatally injured, it will awaken the madness in the body and transform into the Ghost King form. Bound skill, Yasha Rakshasa. When fighting with Rakshasa, the attribute increases by 50%. Seeing the message of the Ghost King Yasha, the smile on Chui's face became even bigger. This Ghost King Yaksha's skill strength is very high. Although it is a little worse than the yin-yang judge, his skill strength is much stronger than that of evil black impermanence. After Chui turned the Ghost King Yasha into a magic card and took it back, he continued to create the next magic card. Rakshasa. Regarding the image of Rakshasa, Chui has already thought about it. In the past life, there were many games with Rakshasa-related characters. The Rakshasa characters in the game are almost all hot women. And Chui also intends to set Rakshasa as a female. This is not what Chui has in mind. It's still the same sentence, men and women match, work is not tiring. Chui began to create the Rakshasa shape. He is 1.7 meters tall, has short black hair, and has a stunning appearance. His eyes are scarlet. He is wearing a purple-black tights and a purple cloak. The cloak has hellflower shoulder ornaments. Hundreds of daggers are hidden in the cloak, surrounded by swarms of blood-colored bats. The shape of the Rakshasa created by Chui is a reference to the image of the sausage hunter in Otherworld Life from Zero. Once the image is in place, it's time to build the backstory. It is rumored that in ancient times, there was a palace in charge of the souls of the dead, called the Underworld. In the Underworld, there is a female yin division who is good at assassination, beautiful and ruthless. The assassination skills of this ghost division are exquisite and can assassinate multiple targets at the same time. Her weapon is a dagger. Any enemy who is regarded as prey by her will be silently assassinated by her. It is rumored that the Yinsi used to be an extremely powerful blood demon. He was wanted by the Underworld because of too many killings. After a battle with the thousands of Underworld officials who arrested him, he was defeated, so he surrendered to the Underworld and worked for the Underworld. If one day, she gets tired of the role of the Underworld and releases the evil in her heart, then she will become the toughest enemy of the Underworld. Pray that the name of the Underworld can suppress her, otherwise, when she releases her inner ferocity, the world will be shrouded in the shadow of fear of her assassination. The background story of Rakshasa is somewhat similar to that of Yasha. After all, Yaksha and Rakshasa are bloodthirsty ghosts who like to kill. They were suppressed by the Underworld. After suffering the torture of hell in hell, they chose to go to the underworld and serve the underworld. Their backstories are somewhat the same, which makes sense. Next, are the materials needed to create the Rakshasa. Silver level blood spirit dagger. Silver rank night demon cloak. Silver grade blood essence. Silver grade dark crystal. Silver level bat demon heart. Silver level blood crystals. Chui throws 6 materials into the magic card creation altar. Next, is to wait for the review. No accident, the audit passed smoothly. The colorful vortex on the magic card's creation altar gradually turned black and began to spin. But for a moment, a blood-colored bat phantom appeared in the black vortex. These bat phantoms quickly gathered together and turned into a tall Oni-san phantom. But he couldn't see his face clearly. A pair of huge bat wings suddenly appeared behind the Oni-san phantom. The rotation of the black vortex is getting faster and faster, and the Oni-san phantom gradually solidifies. Just when her body was about to freeze completely, her body turned into a large number of phantoms of blood-colored bats and flew away. After a while, the rotation of the black vortex subsided. The prompt sound of the magic card space followed. Create a silver 2-star magic card, Blood Demon Rakshasa. Terror Master talent takes effect. The star of the Blood Demon Rakshasa is raised to 3 silver stars. Create a silver 3-star magic card and gain 2000 experience points. The card master level is upgraded to bronze 3 stars. In the black whirlpool, a slim and hot woman walked out. She has a brilliant face and looks harmless to humans and animals. The scarlet eyes looked like they were wearing cosmetic contact lenses. She was wearing a black and purple tights and a purple robe, which had hellflower shoulders around her neck. The woman in front of her was the blood demon Raksha. The word yingying is completely indifferent. It is not an exaggeration to say that if this blood demon Raksha participated in the magic card biological beauty pageant, it would be absolutely no problem to win the first prize. After all, the appearance of the opponent was created by Chui with reference to the characters of the second element. The appearance are so good. But if you underestimate the other person, it will definitely die ugly. Blood Demon Raksha, I have seen the creator. The Blood Demon Raksha came to Chui with a soft voice, but with a hint of charm. The voice of the Blood Demon Raksha, coupled with her perfect appearance, could not be too much to be called a stunner in the world. But when Chui looked at her attributes, he realized that the opponent's strength is directly proportional to her appearance. Magic card name, Blood Demon Raksha. Star, silver 3 stars. Race, ghost. Type, phantom assassin. Skill, skill 1, blood bat clone. Skill 2, shadow hunting. Skill 3, infinite throwing knife. Skill 4, death lock. Passive, bloodthirsty hunter. In the eyes of the blood demon Raksha, everything in the world is her prey. When she hunts an enemy, once the enemy suffers damage, it will make the blood demon Raksha more excited and increase her movement speed by a percentage of 70. Limited skills. Blood demon awakening. After receiving a fatal injury, it will awaken the bloodthirsty and fierceness in the body and transform into the blood demon form. Fetter skill. Yasha Raksha. When fighting with Yasha, the attributes are increased by 50%. The passive skills of Blood Demon Rakshasa are somewhat similar to the passive skills of Ghost King Yasha. But the difference is that the passive of the Blood Demon Raksha only increases her movement speed, not the attack intensity. However, compared to the passive skills of the Ghost King Yasha, the increase in the passive skills of the Blood Demon Raksha is also higher. Comparing the Blood Demon Rakshasa and the Shadow Horse Face, which is also an assassin-type magic card, the abilities of the two sides are different. Shadow Horse Face is good at hiding in the dark and hunting down enemies. The Blood Demon Rakshasa suppresses the speed and hunts down the enemy. The Blood Demon Raksha's shadow hunting step can increase her speed by 50% when fighting. Once the enemy is injured and the passive skills are activated, her speed can be increased by 120%. Among the magic card creatures of the same level, no one is faster than the Blood Demon Raksha. Chui took the Blood Demon Rakshasa change magic card back, then left the magic card space and returned to the hotel room. Chui lay on the bed with his hands resting on the back of his head, looking at the ceiling and thinking about the finals the day after tomorrow. In the match against Chen Fangwen, Chui does not intend to use the Blood Demon Rakshasa and the Ghost King Yasha. These two magic cards will become his killer. Chui intends to use it again when confronting Nan. Ruksha Yaksha, bullhead horse face, yin and yang judge, forming a double assassin lineup, the attack intensity is definitely full. There are Mingyan bullhead and Ghost King Yi's frontal attack, Blood Demon Ruksha's side attack, with the assistance of yin and yang judge, and shadow horse face attack in the dark. Even the 5 magic cards of the south can be merged. Chui is also one of the best. Force. It's 11 o'clock in the evening. Huaidong City, Chang'an District, Mocha Security Bureau. Xie Han, the host of the province's Youth Magic Card Division contest, was invited over at this time. It was Lu Pu, the director of the Mocha Security Bureau, who came out to meet Xie Han. Captain Xie, I'm sorry to invite you over at this time, but we are in trouble now and need your help. Lu Pu said solemnly. What's wrong? Xie Han asked in a deep voice. There is a problem with the magic cave. Lu Pu said. The Devil's Cave in Huaidong City. How is this possible? In the Devil's Cave of Huaidong City, there are some strong people sitting in town, how could something go wrong? Xie Han asked in doubt. Lu Pu hesitated for a while, and said, the strongest person in the Demon Cavern disappeared when he was fighting the inhuman magic card master. There is no news now. So I have to invite you over. If something goes wrong in the Demon Cave, Huaidong City will be over. Captain Xie, I know that if you invite you to sit in the Demon Cave, it may affect the province's Youth Magic Card Master competition. But now there is no way. After all, only you are able to sit in the Devil's Cave. After all, your strength is comparable to the strongest on the list. When Xie Han heard Lu Pu's words, he said sternly, I understand, I will go to the Devil's Cave. After all, the safety of Huaidong City is more important than hosting the province's Youth Magic Card Master contest. The host can just change another one, it's not a big problem. But you have to contact the Zhenwang Army headquarters and ask them to send someone over. After all, I can't leave for too long this time. After half a month, I will return to the number 26 Army headquarters. When Lu Pu saw Xie Han's consent, his face was beaming with joy. Captain Xie, don't worry, I have already contacted the Zhenwang Army headquarters and I have given a reply. It will be up to a week for strong people to come and support. Before that, everything is up to you. The next day off before the final. Chui accompanied Chu Yun and Xie Yuanyuan to go shopping. After a day of shopping from morning to night, Chui felt that his body was about to fall apart. The two girls were still in good spirits. Chui is really afraid of women's energy for shopping. If he really had to choose, he would rather have a few more preliminary rounds than go shopping. That night, Chui went to bed early. On the day of the finals, Chui was full of energy and went to the competition venue. 10 o'clock in the morning. The final 8-4 has begun. When Chui saw that the host was not Xie Han, but another strange man, he felt a little strange in his heart. Why did you suddenly change the host when it came to the finals? Yubo, who was standing beside Chui, whispered, I heard something happened. So I changed the host. What happened? Chui asked in a low voice. I don't know the specifics. I also heard that it was Nan and his elders talking on the phone secretly. It seems that it is a magic cave or something, I don't know too much. Yubo said. When Chui heard the words, he didn't say any more. Nor was he interested in finding out what had happened. If the host is changed, it will be changed, as long as it does not affect the game. The first battle of the 8-4 was Lin Cheng's battle. His opponent is Yao Pu. This Yao Pu is not weak. He is one of the seed players in the semifinals. He has 2 silver 9-star magic cards. If it is 3v3, he may still have a chance to win. But this was the 5v5 final, facing Lin Cheng's 5 silver 9-star magic cards, he lost without any suspense. The second battle was the battle between Duwei and Yubo. Yubo did his best in this battle, and he was on a par with Duwei. But unfortunately, Duwei's magic card was stronger, and Yubo was defeated. The third battle is the game between Nan and Jindong. Jindong, like Yao Pu, are both seeded players in the semifinals. And Jindong also has 2 silver 9-star magic cards, and his strength is not bad. But when he saw the 5 magic cards that Nangu had materialized, he was desperate. In addition to the 3 silver 9-star steel giants, there is also a silver 9-star sword-wielding steel puppet and a silver 9-star war-torn steel puppet. When Nan's 5 magic card creatures merged, they formed a steel giant with 3 heads and 6 arms, 6 giant swords in 6 hands, and 2 huge gun barrels on its back. It was 30 meters tall. Just like Gundam, it's just outrageous. Now Nan showed his full strength of the magic card group. Facing this 30-meter tall, 5-in-1 steel giant, Jindong could only bite the bullet and take the initiative to attack. But the result was a complete failure. The strength of this 5-in-1 steel giant is somewhat exaggerated. The giant swords in the 6 hands easily knocked Yao Pu's 5 magic card creatures into the air and knocked them out of the ring. The battle starts and ends in less than 10 seconds. For a time, the audience was in an uproar. Regarding Nan's magic card strength, many viewers felt that he was the champion of this competition. After the battle between Nan and Jindong was over, it was Chui and Chen Fengwen's turn. Chui and Chen Fengwen walked out of the ring. Chen Fengwen looked at Chui and said with a grim smile, "I finally have a chance to take revenge. Today, I will beat you fiercely in front of 30,000 viewers, and then humiliate you." Chui just sneered at this, and didn't even bother to talk to the other party, and embodied the 5 magic card creatures. Black and white impermanence, bullhead and horseface plus yin and yang judges. To deal with Chen Fengwen, these 5 magic cards are enough. Yasha Rakshasa should be reserved for use when fighting with Nan. Seeing the magic cards that Chui materialized, Chen Fengwen also materialized 5 magic cards. It is the same as the information Lu Wei gave him. Chen Fengwen's 5 magic cards are the silver 9-star Cyclops, the silver 9-star Behemoth, the silver 9-star heavy armed cavalry, and 2 silver 8-star barbarian berserkers. Behemoth, 10 meters tall, with a hunched body, somewhat like an orangutan, with brownish yellow hair, thicker arms than legs, and claws like dewclaws. Heavy cavalry, wearing bronze armor, riding a 3-meter-long wolf, holding a long knife in each hand. As the new host who replaced Xie Han announced the start of the game, Chen Fengwen took the initiative to attack. The Cyclops slammed his hands on the ground, and a huge earth thorn emerged from the ground, attacking Evil and Black and Impermanent. Evil Black Impermanence immediately evaded and stepped back. At the same time, Chui makes the evil spirit by Wuchang also retreat. In this battle, Chui only intends to let Mingyan Niu Tao and Shadow Horse Face, plus Yin Yang Judge fight. Yin Yang Judge, use the 3 soul possession on the Mingyan bull head. Chui shouted loudly. After receiving the order, the 3 souls beside the Yin and Yang Judge flew into the body of Mingyan Niatu. The Mingyan bull Tao was originally a 3-star silver. Now get the attribute increase of 3 soul possessed. Coupled with the fetters of Niu Tao Ma Mian and the Yin and Yang Judge, his attribute value has skyrocketed, comparable to silver 7 stars and 8 stars. As for black and white impermanence, with their strength, it is too difficult to face 3 silver 9-star magic card creatures. Let them fight, it is better to hand over all the battlefield to Mingyan Niatu. After all, the more the Mingyan bull's head is injured, the stronger it will be. Mingyan Niatu, defeat them. Chui shouted loudly. Upon receiving the order, Mingyan Niatu rushed towards Chen Fengwen's 5 magic card creatures with a giant axe in his hands. When Chen Fengwen saw Chui let the evil black impermanence and the evil spirit by impermanence retreat aside, and only let Mingyan bullhead attack, his face showed a furious expression. Chui, you look down on me so little, I will make you regret it. Behemoth, behemoth, tear the enemy apart. Chen Fengwen roared. The huge behemoth beast rushed towards Mingyan Niu's head and patted his right paw towards Mingyan Niu's head. Mingyan Niu's head did not evade, holding the axe in both hands, crossed to block. Behemoth's claws patted on the axe. In Chen Fengwen's expectation, Mingyan Niatu would be shot flying. But in fact, Mingyan Niatu just took a step back. Chen Fengwen's expression changed and he felt incredible. Chui's Mingyan bullhead is only 3 silver stars. Behemoth is not only silver 9 stars, but also has super creature skills, which can cause 30% extra damage to magic card creatures smaller than him. Under the frontal attack, Mingyan Niatu actually blocked it. Chen Fengwen, with this strength, do you want to beat me too? Not enough. Chui looked at Chen Fengwen and said indifferently. Chen Fengwen snorted and immediately ordered the one-eyed heavy cavalry to charge. The target of the heavy cavalry is not the dark flame bullhead, but the evil black impermanence and the evil spirit white impermanence who were ordered to retreat by Chui. I don't know what it is, Chui said coldly when he saw this. The heavy cavalry charged halfway, and a shadow arrow flew out from the corner of the ring. The heavy cavalry crossed their long knives with both hands and blocked the shadow arrows. Barbarian Berserker, cooperate with the behemoth beast to attack the dark flame bull's head. Cyclops, find out where the other assassin is, Chen Fengwen ordered. The two barbarian berserkers immediately rushed towards the head of the dark flame, and cooperated with the besieged behemoth. But Mingyan Niatu is not afraid at all, even if it hits 3, but has 4 passive skills. The more injured, the stronger. Chui is not worried at all. The only thing that needs to be vigilant is the heavy cavalry. Once the heavy cavalry begins to charge, the evil is white and the evil spirits are white and impermanent, and it is difficult to stop them. Now only rely on the shadow horse face to deter the opponent. The odds of victory in this battle lies in Mingyan Niu Tao. As long as the fighting time is longer, the attack of Mingyan Bullhead will become stronger and stronger. So Chui doesn't need to rush to end the battle. With the double bondage and the blessing of the 3 soul possessions, once the attack intensity of Mingyan Bull's head will be high, then he will be able to achieve 1v5. The Cyclops is now pressing his hands on the ground. From the hands of the Cyclops, there are light yellow ripples, spreading towards the periphery of the ring, like a radar. Chen Fengwen showed a strange look on his face. The Cyclops, detection failed, and no trace of Shadow Horse's face was found. Strange, where is the assassin who attacked the heavy cavalry just now hiding? Chen Fengwen wondered. Heavy cavalry, continue to charge, Chen Fengwen ordered, wanting to use the heavy cavalry to charge, luring Shadow Horse to attack and let him show up. Heavy cavalry, once again charged towards the location of evil black impermanence and evil spirit white impermanence. But he just moved, 10 clones of Shadow Horse face appeared on the ring. Yingying. These Shadow Horse-faced clones, at the same time shooting shadow arrows at the heavy cavalry. The heavy cavalry waved a long knife with both hands, blocking all the arrows that were shot at him. Just when he blocked all the arrows, a black light suddenly flew out from the corner of the ring. The black light penetrated his body directly from the back of the heavy cavalry. Although this arrow shot through the body of the heavy cavalry, it only injured it, not severely. But the Cyclops who had been investigating the trail of the shadow assassin hadn't found anything yet. What exactly is going on? Why can't the Cyclops land reconnaissance find the existence of that assassin? Chen Fengwen asked in surprise. He now wondered if Shadow Horse Mian was really in the ring. If the Shadow Horse face is in the arena, how could Cyclops' detection skills fail? Break down the clone first. Chen Fengwen ordered the heavy cavalry to attack the ghost summoned by the Shadow Horse face. But the heavy cavalry hadn't even approached the ghost suddenly disappeared, and then appeared in another location, attacking him again. At the same time, another black light shot out from the other direction of the ring, piercing through the body of the heavy cavalry. Chui cheated, his assassin magic card creature is not in the ring at all. The Cyclops still didn't find a trace of the Shadow Horse's face, and Chen Fengwen looked at the host and roared. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.